Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up with a brand new vlog, and this week was quite a week for news. First thing that happened, I think, chronological order is overrated. The first thing that I remember is the Dreadwake bundle thing. So basically the gist of it is in the shop right now. If you pay for a 6-month block of game time, they'll include this mount for you. The mount will be available to purchase separately later in the year as a shop mount, presumably for normal shop mount prices. But if you want to get it for free, you can pay for 6 months of game time in one chunk, and they'll package in the mount with that. So I bought that in about 6 seconds because, like, what am I gonna do, unsub? I still don't think that I'm out of game time from way back when they first brought out WoW tokens, and I just bought all of them that they would let me apply to my account as game time. I might still be running on that, I might be running out. They also brought out a shop pet, Cap'n Crackers, who's pretty cute. It's a little parrot. I'm a little under the weather today. I promise I'm not high, I just need a nap. But yeah, they added the pirate parrot. That is not included in the bundle. You have to buy it separately if you want it. I did because I do that. But yeah, at least you get them out with the game time bundle. I think it's a really great looking boat. It does not water walk like the water striders do, and some people are like, it's a boat, how can it not water walk? But my opinion is that if they had made it water walk, that would have been more rage-inducing, I think, because people that don't have regular water walking mounts then have to buy it or go grind Angler's Rep, but like, it's just kind of, I feel like it's better this way. It's a really cool mount that I probably won't ride much just because it's a little too big to actually ride around. Like, I love mounts like that. I get on them, I take a screenshot and I go, ah, yeah, and then I never get it out again because my mount doesn't have feet to put on the ground. I'm probably going to not use it as much. I'll still like it, I just won't get it out much. The other huge news of the week came out of the dev announcement live stream. So typically they do dev live streams that are Q&A format. This one was definitely different. It was just Ian. He was just kind of like bouncing around on stage by himself, dropping announcement bombs on us. It kind of felt like a BlizzCon stage where they're announcing new WoW content. You know, it had the same sort of slideshow format. I think this might be the first time they've done that exclusively through a live stream. Obviously events like BlizzCon and Gamescom and whatever are live streamed, but it seems like a new format for them. It felt a little weird, honestly. The format of it and the way they just kind of like turn on the stream and start telling us things we want to hear felt a little reactionary to the bad press that they had coming off of last week's AMA. For all I know, they had this announcement stream planned like months ahead and it had nothing to do with it. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. I really liked what we actually heard from that. So they dropped a whole bunch of news. I'm definitely not going to remember everything here, but here are my highlights. So the number one thing, at least for me, is that achievement progress towards rep meta achievements will count account-wide. So reputations are not technically account-wide, but reputations that you have earned on alts and not necessarily a main will all count towards those like get 50, 80, 100 exalted rep achievements. And that is huge, especially for me because I have been a chronic main switcher. It wasn't until Warlords that I actually like stuck with my Shadow Priest. So I have ground all these reps over the years that are on different characters that just kind of got left behind and then I never did again because who wants to do that again? And because of that, I've kind of given up on rep metas. So this just brings back rep grinding as a whole activity for me to do because now I'm no longer giving up on it because there's hope for me. So I'm really excited about that. I am a little curious if that will apply to Fisher Friends. This doesn't matter at all, and I won't be mad if it doesn't, but I did my Fisher Friends. I got exalted with all of the Fisher Friends in Legion, but on a variety of characters, so I never got the Underlight Angler tint. It was really dumb. It all happened in like 2 weeks too. It was totally my fault. Anyways, other things that they announced, obviously 8.1 with all sorts of stuff going on in that. So a new war front, which will essentially double the amount of war fronting to do so that you don't feel like you're waiting quite so long for something going on in that kind of sphere of the game. There will be two new raids actually. And that just got my blood pressure spiked right up immediately. Obviously, it's not happening yet. I'm not ready. But yeah, the raids sound cool. One of them sounds like faction themed, so that there's 9 bosses and some of them are faction specific, but I think you can still do all of them. I'll understand it better when I've actually seen it, but it sounds like a cool concept. So new raid content coming, new war campaign stuff to do, a new pet battle dungeon in Nomuragon, and then a whole bunch of quality of life changes that I feel like probably could have been in the BFA launch, but better late than never. I saw rep commendation tokens being data mined, so that would imply that you'll be able to get those from the mission board to send to your alts. Paragon rep coming back for those main reputations, that's huge. Those those two things together kind of revalidate world quests for me. Incursions, which will function kind of like faction-themed demon invasions. So instead of the demons invading, it's the Horde invading or the Alliance invading. That kind of takes over the zone and puts in the custom world quests, and it sounds like that will be equally as effective for leveling alts. The exact experience gain remains to be seen, but they were implying that you'll be able to level alts through those incursions from 110 to 120, similarly to the way we were able to do in Legion, which is great news because I'm just sitting on all my 110s being like, eh. Also related to alts, the Champion of Azeroth neck item level upgrades will unlock account-wide once you've done that Rep to Revered on one character, which is great. All in all, it just seems like a really big patch, and I'm excited for it. It's on the PTR right now, so data mining is happening. People are data mining mount models. We've got a Goth Tyrande, which is beyond intriguing. I very briefly read a headline that said that Alliance players can complete some quest content to unlock, like, Goth Night Elf customization for their characters, which I'm all here for. So lots of good stuff. I would say that I can't wait, but that's not true. I could wait a bit. I'm not ready yet. I'm not okay yet. On live servers, Warfronts just became available to Alliance to actually queue for the first time, so I ran that for the first time with a couple of my guild members after raid, and that was fun with my guild members for one time. And I'm really glad that I don't really need the 340 gear that you can get out of spamming them, because I feel okay to just do it once. I got my 370, I can move on with my life now, I don't need to go back and do it, and I'm kind of comfortable with that sort of very low-key role that Warfronts will be taking in my overall WoW life. Like, I like them, but I feel like I like them the appropriate amount for how often I'll have to do them. If I had to do them more often, I would like them a lot less. In my WoW life this week, we got 2 new bosses down in Raid, so Fetid and Vectis are down. Vectis actually went easier on Heroic than I thought it would, given how much we struggled with that on normal, so that felt pretty good. We're progressing on Zul now, which is a fun, it'll be a fun fight when it's a fresher raid night. When you've been going for a couple hours already and you want to go to bed, it's less fun. In videos this week, I got the first TSM guide out, like middle of the night last night. I wouldn't say that I upload my best videos in the middle of the night, but I would say that most of them come out at that time. But anyways, the first one is out, and I do plan at least 4 more. At least 4 more. Shopping, mailing, crafting, and sniping. At a minimum, I might do an extra one for tips or any other topics that kind of come up as I do those first 4. So there will be more of those soon. Not all in a row, although hopefully before BlizzCon. I still gotta do the pet guides before I need to work faster. In my personal offline life this week, I got a new fish. Here is some footage of him. This is a time lapse from the first day that we got him. He is a Bolivian ram. That is just his quarantine tank, and actually since then I've added some black sand and driftwood to his tank. Maybe I can show you. You can kind of see it over there. And a mug. He doesn't like the mug. I thought he might like to swim in it. He doesn't like to swim in it. They like sift through sand for their food, so he'll like take up a mouthful of sand and then he'll just go bleh, and he'll just like spit it at you, and it's hilarious. In keeping with the WoW dragon themed names going on in that tank, I've decided to call him Nefarian, or Nef for short, because he's just a little guy. So if you like the fish and you haven't just skipped ahead already to get to the part where I stop talking about the fish and you do want to see more of them, the place where I post them is on my Instagram story. That's where I feel like I'll annoy the least people. So Hazelnutty Life on Instagram, not so much the actual pictures, but the story is where I post all the little clips of the fish, so that's where that's at. Questions from this week. AR asks, do you find your own rates for herbalism or look them up somewhere? So I always look through the herbalism routes on wow-professions.com first. Those are just a really good starting point. They have some great routes posted there. And then I just kind of like do the ones that I like. Farming herbs is actually still one of my favorite BFA activities to do just because it's so profitable. It's very relaxing, which I'm enjoying right now. And because every time I see angerweed, I just feel like I've won the lottery. It's great. I'm having a blast. Nicole asks, question, now that you have awesome merchandise, will you be adding another channel to your Discord so we can show off our purchases under show and tell? Thanks for the smooth segue into a merch plug. You guys can find Hazelnutty Squirrel Squad shirts and mugs at that link. I did add a channel for that. I looked at your question and thought, wow, that's a good idea. So I went and added that, and I also added a channel for posting art. Safe for work art, mind you, and art that you guys have done, but I remember somebody asking for a channel to post pictures you guys have drawn, so I added that one too. Code Z's asks, is there any mechanic you miss from Legion that you would like to implement to our current expansion? So there were a lot of them, and then a lot of them are just straight up coming back in 8.1. The biggest one that we're not getting back, as far as I know, is the combat follower. and more specifically the combat follower equipment that just gives you free gold whenever you complete a world quest with that combat follower out. And I know they're trying to squish down gold inflation by just giving us less free gold, but I feel like neutering the mission table kind of did that. I feel like that was where a lot of the free gold was from, and that was gold that you just clicked a button and then got. At least for the world quest gold, it's getting you out in the world and doing world quests. I really miss my bonus my bonus pocket change from just doing world quests. It made me more inspired to just do whatever I was walking by, even if I had no interest in the regular reward, if I knew I was going to get 50 or 100 extra gold just because. And beyond that, I always thought that the combat followers were kind of a fun flavor thing. I miss Zabra. Zabra was a cool dude. He was all about giving into the void, and I can appreciate that. So that has been my week. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you have any questions for the vlog, please leave them in the comments with the word question included somewhere so I can find it. Let me know what you think, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!